Hi, this is Anna Crowe with the Get Real podcast, where CEOs, CMOs, and communications experts and leaders share their real advice. It's 5 questions under 9 minutes because we get to it real fast. So let's get to it. I am so excited to have today's guest on. In a few sentences, could you please tell us who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name's Geralyn Coopersmith, and I am the president of Coopersmith Consulting. And my day job, I'm the vice president of fitness staff development for Exos Human Performance. My whole career has been about empowering fitness professionals to have the maximum experience in their life and career. So that's a 30-year journey that I've been on.
I love that. And, this podcast is all about connections and leadership advice. And the first question really speaks to authentic connections. I hear from other leaders that creating authentic connections, especially with your customers, but also with your teams, can be challenging when it's very noisy out there. What's your take on that?
For me, I love this quote, the quote of, with people, slow is fast. Stephen Covey said that. And I think it's so profound. This idea that you can't rush relationship building and it has to be authentic. You have to take time, especially with the people you manage directly, to build those one-on-one connections, to really authentically care about them, to know who they are, to understand not only what they want in the job and in their professional life, but also what's going on in the background. There's a sick mom. There's a kid at home with special needs. There's all kinds of things that we don't know. That's a part of the whole person. That's a part of the fabric of who they are. And once you know that, you connect with that, and you're a partner in helping them move forward in their life, not just in their career, but in their life. It's amazing how much wonderful, amazing work you get from that person from a genuine place, because they feel invested in you and in the organization. They feel there's a safe space for them, and unbelievable, literally people, I'm continually blown away by the kindness and the amount of things I've received from people who I was just trying to be there for them, and they felt that. It's a miraculous process, really awe-inspiring to me.
I love that. Well, and to your point, you were being genuine and so powerful. And I don't know if you agree, but it seems to me that this last year of people working remote especially has really given us a glimpse into everyone's authentic self, as much as you can on the screen.
With the dog climbing on you. And
Right. So to your point, grabbing onto that and really engaging based on that genuine real life experience is just so important. And I love the slow is what is this? Slow is fast?
With people, slow is fast. Stephen Covey said that. I was like, when he said it, it was just so profound.
Super powerful. Well, that's fantastic. Do you have any other real advice for other leaders? Is there anything that you think is really important?
Yeah, it's in the same vein. It's about bringing your whole self to work. I've been fortunate enough to have unbelievable bosses and mentors who were real people first and were clear to say, I don't understand what that means, or I'm not good in this area. They were not pretending that they were anything they weren't. They were fine with the areas that they weren't good at, and they were clear on the areas they were strong at. And them modeling that behavior for me left such an impression on me that it's okay. I think when people early on in their careers, especially, try to become managers, they put on their management suit and they steel themselves and they have this armor on that I'm perfect and I do everything really well. We all know it's BS, A, and B, it doesn't model the growth mindset of I'm going to get better and this is not a strength, so I'm going to bring someone on the team who does this thing. I think that's really powerful, just to not be afraid to be who you are all the time and let as much of your work persona as you can, still remaining professional, shine through at work.
I love that. Absolutely. And embrace your superpowers. We all have our own individual superpowers. And
Totally.
We're stronger in some areas, right? And not as strong in the other ones. And that's okay.
Totally.
We're not all superhuman. We just have superpowers. So absolutely.
Totally.
And to your point about young managers and young leaders, it's so interesting, similar to you, having a career, especially in New York, in a very competitive market. You do have this weird shift when people become managers, going from peer to peer to managers. And it's almost like, well, I think I need to be, I don't know what I need to be, but I'm definitely going to cover my things I don't know.
Yeah, it's not this, whatever it is, it's some different person. And it rings of inauthenticity. And it signals so much insecurity whether you mean it or not, to your teams that I am not confident in who I am. So now I'm having this persona. Those people never succeed as managers. It's painful to watch them on the sidelines if you can't have any impact on them, seeing them crash and burn and wonder why it didn't work for them to be a leader, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we learn a little bit more about your background, are there any other successful executives such as yourself that you would like to acknowledge or give a shout out to on this podcast?
Yeah, I'm going to rattle off really fast some of my mentors, people that pushed me and said, you can do this when I wasn't sure. That I love that you have your crows behind you, literally pushed me out of the nest as the baby bird where I really wasn't sure if I would land. So I would say Joel Greengrass and Sean Quimby and David Harris were my Equinox people. At Nike, I had Kerry Hoyt Pack and Mel Strong. And most recently at Exos, I have Sarah Robb O'Hagan, Mark Verstegen, and Bill Bork. So I've had an extraordinary group of people to mentor and model myself after. I just walk in their shadows with great reverence.
That's awesome. And mentors are so important.
Everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, our last question gives us a little glimpse into how you got started. We know you've had a wonderful career, but tell us about your first job.
Yeah, so my first job was working at a flower shop, arranging flowers in high school. I had a whole bunch of other careers, but my first job in the industry was actually being an independent personal trainer and group fitness instructor in New York City and in the Hamptons. So it was very much a gypsy lifestyle. It was the early days of boutique fitness before there was what we now call boutique fitness. There were all these little studios where we did what looks a lot like Jane Fonda stuff today. And so I worked in a bunch of them in town, ran around to all my clients' apartments and trained them in their apartments. It was an interesting gypsy lifestyle that gave me a lot of kind of respect and reverence for what trainers go through. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping trainers and group fitness instructors, fitness professionals do what they do and do it for the long haul, because it can be a real grind and it can take people down. And I want to help the helpers because there's so many well-intended people out there in the world trying to make a difference. And we want to help them keep on keeping on, you know?
Very cool. Yeah, great experience. Well, how can people get a hold of you or learn more about what you're doing now?
Yeah, they can find me at Coopersmith Consulting. They can find me at Fitness Pro Bootcamp, and they can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm around and I love to connect with people, so feel free.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you joining us today. And thanks everyone for tuning in. This is Anna Crowe. For more insights, visit us at crowepr.com. Thanks so much and make it a great day.